Okay, namaskar everybody. We will start the study circle right now. We have very interesting topics today. One is love as just for those of you who are new to the study group, we are discussing Dr. Jack Miller's book on love and compassion. And so today's two chapters are love as beauty, beauty is love, love as beauty, and another one, love as nonviolence, or ahimsa, the first principle of yama sadhana. So the first one was supposed to be talked about by India, and India, I don't think that you are here. So and the second one will be discussed by Aditya, non-violence. He will talk about that. So before we start, I will do kirtan for 1 minute, and actually I will pose this question: does anyone want to talk about love as beauty? If you would like to present, if you have read this chapter, then write it on chat or raise your hand and let me know. I'll play Kirtan for 1 minute. Baba Namo Kevalam, Baba Nam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Namo Kevalam. All right, so chapter 6, Love is Beauty. Any volunteers? We have Aditya, Alana. Well, yeah, it's your turn. It's your turn today. Uh, okay. Who would like to present on the beauty? Firstly, who has read the chapter on beauty? Who has had a chance to read? Okay, Japesh, good. But you presented last time. Let's hear others if they can. If not, then we'll give it a green. We'll give you a green light. But who else has read chapter on Love is Beauty? Ekamati, Marina, Stanislav, Tejashri, Alana. Have you guys read it? Nobody? Okay. Tejashri, no? Marina, no? Are you here? Okay. Alana, have you had a chance to read?
I'm sorry, I haven't.
Okay, okay, no worries. Marina, you were gonna say or no? You unmuted yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to say that I have to uh, almost don't have any energy left, so I don't know how to do.
That's fair. No worries. Well, Japesh, you can start us off and then I will add. Let's start this conversation.
Yeah. I don't know where to start, but I guess I'll just discuss what comes to mind. Read it, almost a week ago. But love of beauty. What comes to mind is um, how our education system, even our world, it's almost disconnected from beauty. Our upbringing from even when we start school, the earlier years up until high school, even finishing university, it's almost like everything we learn is more practical to maintain sort of the system that we're in. But John Miller emphasizes how not just the great philosophers like Plato have emphasized how the love of beauty, it's one of the highest forms of love, and is almost in everything if we just have the awareness to perceive it. Like love can be love of beauty can be perceived not just through art, but even through nature, and I think even through science. And then he touches upon the Waldorf education system that tries to instill the love of beauty into all aspects of their teaching. So I forget the details, but let me see what comes to mind here. There was a quote that really stood out for me, because me personally, I have always been didn't realize the significance or even the importance, but I was always attracted and loved music, loved just stopping and appreciating nature, a beautiful sky, and didn't realize the significance even within the spiritual path. But this quote stood out. People do not have as much as an inkling of the real significance of the creative power within the human soul. They do not realize that the creativeness of man is an expression of the same cosmic power that creates in nature. So even the appreciation of beauty in art, music, there is that creative principle, I think, that is awakened. And I'm sure there's the inner desire to express that. And here there's a quote in line even with the supreme entity. It almost seems like it's the cosmic consciousness wanting to express itself. And when we've experienced that desire within, it's like this greater consciousness, I think, trying to shine through. But Nirmal, I forget the details of the Waldorf method, but there are stages. I don't know if I can detail them out, but that's the general understanding, like my takeaways from the chapter.
That's quite thorough. So that's quite very, that's you, I think you got the gist of it. So the Waldorf education system is based on the theory of anthroposophy or anthroposophy. So kind of based on the German philosopher in education, Rudolf Steiner from the 20th century. So one of the most important, and it's an alternative education system. There are quite a few, not many, but there are quite a few schools like this in Canada and worldwide. But basically, the idea is that beauty and aesthetics play a huge part in education. So that could mean the appearance of the students. That could mean the way everything is structured, the way the environment is set in the student. So the way even the teacher writes down things on the blackboard, so everything has to have like certain aesthetic or beautiful significance. But I was thinking, let me ask each one of you, can you each one put it on chat or just kind of take turns and say what is your impression? What is beauty? What does beauty mean to you? How do you understand beauty? You can give an example. What is beautiful to you? Okay. Alana, go ahead.
I think Jepesh was first, and I was just unmute myself, so I'll be second one, okay?
Okay, good.
All right. Well, thank you, Lana. Beauty, I've noticed, is something that will bring out an emotional reaction in me. You know, it's not just a joyful one, but I've even noticed looking at great piece of art or even listening to sad music, it could bring out emotion in the opposite end, but that is also, I find, very beautiful. And I feel like anytime these emotions come up where I'm sort of in awe of the beauty, it almost seems like a part of me is realizing something a lot deeper. You know, along the lines of the cosmic consciousness sort of shining through, and it sort of resonates. I remember reflecting back, you know, was never able to make the connection before, but it's almost like yeah, the universal consciousness sort of becoming awakened somewhat.
Usually when we start, it's really good that you mentioned it's difficult to imagine like what is cosmic consciousness? It's so far away, like it's so distant, hard to picturesque. How do we even experience it? And Sri Shanandamurti often said that aesthetics is the first step of the spiritual science, or calls it supra aesthetic science, because it's kind of close to spirituality, because as you said, beauty to you means something that stirs you emotionally, right? Something that evokes you on this level, and this is very subtle. Okay, Alana, thank you for sharing, Japesh.
You're welcome.
For me, it's more sense of harmony, like because we all have a different like taste, different preference, right? And so, like whatever you feel, it is harmony. That means for me, it is beauty.
Can a disharmony be beautiful
Um,
to you?
is it kind of chaotic?
Well,
I wouldn't say.
disharmony is the opposite of harmony. Yes, it's
Mhm.
chaos, entropy, lack of order.
Yeah, I feel like if, like, again, we all have a different personality, right? Somebody may can feel beauty in a chaos,
Hmm.
right?
I think Albert Einstein was famous for this quote was attributed to him that that genius does not thrive in order, they thrive in chaos. They
Yeah,
welcome
but
it.
but I mean, that's how you
What would you say?
organized your environment, right? Like you can be a free art, whatever. But
Yeah.
like in general, like if you see beauty, well, it depends.
Well, can you give an example for yourself? What is beautiful? Who is beautiful, or what is? You know, in this chapter, he talks about natural beauty. He talks about, like, I provided the quote here, you know, landscape, music, art, clothes, furniture, gardening, companionship, love, religion, whatever.
Well,
So,
there is a like is everything here. It is beauty, right?
okay.
If you will see, well, that's another thing, like the beauty in eyes of the person who watching, right?
Holder, yes.
So
Can you read this last quote I provided? Before I will ask Courtney to comment on her quote she provided, but there is this one quote by an indigenous physician, author, and indigenous First Nations person, Ohiasa. I'm not sure how to pronounce. Can anyone volunteer to read? Marina, I know that, okay, maybe you're tired. Maybe Tejashri or Courtney, do you mind reading this quote?
Where is it?
It's
In the
on.
chat?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, it starts with whenever.
Whenever in the course of the daily hunt, the red hunter comes upon a sense that is strikingly beautiful or sublime, a black thunder cloud with the rainbow growing arch above the mountain, a white waterfall in the heart of a green gorge, a vast, I don't see well,
Prairie.
prairie, tinged with the blood red sunset. He pauses for an instant in the attitude of worship. He sees no need for setting apart one day in 7 as a holiday, since to him all days are God's.
Okay,
See-
very.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's good. So everything is perceived as beautiful, in other words, in nature. So this person, he is stricken, means like in awe, in admiration of what he sees, which is just natural beauty. That's why it's quite easy to meditate usually in nature, because you can feel this presence of beauty, presence of awe. So, Courtney, do you mind reading your quote here on Zoom and commenting a little bit about it?
Sure. I said that beauty has a physical aspect and a non-material aspect. I think of it as something that invokes positive feelings, but I think it's subjective. So something that invokes positive feelings for me might not for other people. And I don't I think there's this idea that in romantic relationships, like your loving feelings can make someone look differently to you, like be beautiful, but it's like your emotion for them that makes it, or something like that. So different ideas like that just seems like it's thought of as a subjective thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is subjective, but it is so powerful the way that we see others. Again, if we see somebody, if we love somebody, or we have strong, as you say, positive feelings towards someone, then of course they will appear beautiful to us, even though they may not appear as such to another person. So it's quite interesting, kind of paralleling this experience kind of towards spiritual practice. You know, the supreme consciousness. Many people don't know, who don't yet know, who are not aware about this presence, this interconnectedness of everything, this underlying, soul or supreme soul or supreme consciousness behind everything. They don't have much feeling towards it because they have not had any experience with it. So meditation is actually this moment of appreciation of, kind of trying, mindfully, with all the concentration and sweetness of our hearts and on concentration of our minds, to try to connect with that sublime, you know, consciousness, with that divinity, with the sacred. And of course, in the beginning, we have no relationship with it. It's like we don't have any feelings towards it. But when we do kirtan, when we sing this mantra, when we listen to the sound, when we go deeper, when we start to have experiences, different experiences, when we sing a mantra and when we, do this practice, the more we do it, the more it becomes like an art form to us, you know? It becomes less and less about the uncomfortable, weird ritual which nobody else does except a few of us. So, kind of it starts to become an art form, artistry, you know, and it starts to become beautiful. And to finish this conversation about this art form, I want to quote this chapter when Jack Miller writes about basically pedagogical approach in the school, in what is it called? In the Waldorf school. So he comments that by imaginatively creating or recreating the character of others, he's talking about, the visual arts class. Students begin the process of sorting out their own personalities. Another subject, students are studying the biographies of men and women in history and science, a process that allows them to reflect on the ways in which lives unfold. So, in other words, to take it deeper, those subjects like arts, like visual arts, performance arts, storytelling, study and reading of biographies, or visual arts, it helps a student to grow appreciation for different aspects and facets of life and seeing them as beautiful. And not like, say, the great personalities can be beautiful, but every person's life is beautiful. I bet if you just kind of asks anyone here in this group just to share some life stories, just to share a story, especially to those people of us who meditate, who cultivate mindfulness and, go deeper into this presence of the consciousness in our lives, every story is beautiful, every story is sacred, every experience, every mundane, any, as big as, or as small as it is, you know, that's what it is all about. It's not about like going for the great experiences, like something profound, but kind of seeing the beauty in the everyday mundane occurrences. Okay, so that's, I think, does anyone else want to comment anything about love as beauty? Any more observations, or maybe you have a personal story that you want to share in this regard that kind of emerges right now when you, for example, experienced this feeling of love in beauty, maybe in nature, maybe towards a person, maybe towards something else, maybe towards some art work or some spiritual experiences where you felt the beauty was there. Do you want to share any story like this?
I would like to share not a story, I just want to tell that for me, beauty is sincerity.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did not read the book, but like when I feel, no, I mean, I try to feel it all the time, but when the person sincere, you can feel it, and it's really, for me, it's really beautiful. Like Dada Sadananda, when I first time to see him on YouTube, that's like magic magnet. You know, you cannot stop listen because when person say something and it's from his deep inside and it's truly like sincere, you can feel it, and it's really beautiful, and it's magnetic you.
Sincerity. How do you, Tejashri, or others, what does sincerity mean to you?
Um, like maybe something like without first of all, probably when what you thinking, what the same thing you thinking and you talking and you action. I mean, it's there is no different. You like sincere. Probably, yeah.
No, I think you got some very important definition there. What you think what you say and what you do are the same things. So there is a coordination between your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Sri Srinandamurti said that there are three classes of people. So the first one, they think one thing, they say another thing, and they do the third thing. So there is no connection between those things. So this is the C grade person. So the B grade person, they think one thing, they say another thing, but they do what they say. They do what they say, but what they do and what they say does not match what they think necessarily. But the A grade person is the person who thinks the same thing, says the same thing, and does the same thing. So the definition of hypocrisy is when there is a mismatch between what we think, what we say, and what we do, when there is complete mismatch. So the situation where you think one thing and when you say what you do is one, what you say and what you do is one, but what you think is different, it's not a bad situation, it's a B grade situation. But the best way is to completely match all of them, like be sincere, meaning be simple, be sincere, is what my Acharya tells me quite a lot, my Dada, and it's very straightforward. Good. Okay, so non-violence. Aditya says, okay, will you present next time, or do you want to try to share your thoughts on non-violence right now? What do you feel like? Okay, so next time. Okay, I have this question. Is Marina, I know that you were preparing the gift of presence. This is the chapter called Gift of Presence. And Tejashri, you were preparing love and education. So does either of you want to present? Already?
I didn't read it yet.
Okay, yeah, that's the last chapter. And Marina said that she's tired. Okay. Well, what can we do? Well, in that case, let's see who will prepare the next chapters for the next class. So love is non-violence. So Aditya, your turn. Next week is your turn. Chapter 6. And Marina is your chapter is next. The gift of presence. All right. Can you confirm that you understand, that you follow, that you attend to the next section?
We are going
Yes,
on
okay.
vacation for 2 weeks. And I think I will not be able to be here for 2 Thursdays. We'll be on Bali.
Okay, good.
So it's 3 days only to flight. And 3 days come back.
Звучит богато. Okay, good.
No, I mean, I will not be able to, maybe somebody else can take my chapter or I can do it later, I don't know.
Okay, I will talk about love and education. That's an interesting topic. I will take on it.
Thank
All
you.
right. Does anyone have any questions or anything that you wanted to discuss in relation to anything at this point? Maybe you have some questions about spiritual philosophy, like practices, culture of Ananda Marga, or whatever. Maybe we can take 5 minutes to take any questions.
I have a question. Let me find it. I wrote it somewhere. Just a second. I have a question. Baba said in one somewhere, he said that for people who has hard time to concentrate, he recommend to do something, and I forgot what is it. And I mean, I don't. Let me find these two words, and I don't know what is this. That's what was my question. Just a second.
So one advice that I've heard in terms of difficulty to concentrate is to spend more time doing the shuddhis or
Should his? Yes, should his. What is it? Should his?
So it's the shuddhi means purification. Shuddha means purification, and shuddhi is plural. So these are three preliminary processes that your meditation teacher, your Didi or Dada will teach you during your first lesson. So once you get your initiation, you are taught the first lesson. So during your personal instruction that you get, you are taught how to do those shuddhis. So there are three shuddhis, and I will not go into details how to perform them because this is your acharya will explain them. But basically, there are three types of shuddhis. The first process is called bhuta shuddhi, which means purification of the environment. So you learn to withdraw from the environment. The second type of shuddhi is asana shuddhi. So asana shuddhi is the purification of the body. So you learn to withdraw your body, withdraw your concentration from your body and focus on the prescribed point, your Ishta chakra, your personal chakra, that your Acharya, your Dada or Didi gives you. And the third Shuddhi is called Chitta Shuddhi. So Chitta Shuddhi means mind purification. Chitta is the crude mind, objective mind, according to yoga philosophy. So you learn to withdraw your mind from your thoughts and concentrate on your basically to submerge your unit mind with the cosmic mind. So if you have problems concentrating, spend more time, try to do your shuddhis better. But before that, to basically to how do you say, to calm your mind, you can try to do asanas. And the best way also the best way to help yourself is also to sing sufficient kirtan before.
So should he basically it's technique, right? Your technique, what you do like when
Yeah.
you start your meditation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Three processes that you do in your meditation. That you take 70 or 80% of your entire meditation practice to do your shuddhis properly. That's how it should be. And the rest of it you focus on your personal mantra. So this is based on the idea and the concept in yoga, there are layers of mind, and in order for us to go to the deeper levels of the mind, you have to calm your more crude layers of mind. So those levels are there to help focus to calm the mind. I was gonna show you. I think I shared it here somewhere. Oh, there. Can you see? So that's what we do. First, we try to calm our conscious mind, the senses. So in order to calm the senses, we need to withdraw from the world because senses, like eyes, ears, touch, taste, all of those connected to the world. So we need to withdraw from the world. Then we need to withdraw our subconscious mind, and we do that from withdrawing from the body. We focus the body on one point. And then subconscious mind, we merge our unit mind with the cosmic mind. So and then, to transcend our superconscious mind, we have to focus on the mantra. And that's how we go to this level, to the spiritual superconscious mind. And after that, we are able to transcend all the layers of mind, which are 5 in number, and to focus on the soul, which lies hidden behind or within the I feeling. So that's one way to explain it. Okay? Okie dokie. I think that's it. So Aditya, Marina, you guys go next time. Any more questions? Tejashri, is it clear more or less?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you for joining. I'll stop recording right now.